Welcome to It's a Mom Thing. It's our second show. I'm Chrys Howard.
I'm Jenny Remsberg.
And as you can tell, we have a special guest with us today. This would be my mom, Jo Shackelford. In honor of Mother's Day that's right around the corner, we thought it would be fun to bring Mama on the set.
Yes.
And let you listen to her heart a little bit because she's had a little bit of experience.
Just a little.
Just a little.
Yes.
Like a whole lot.
Like there's 4 generations operating under this woman. How about that?
Right.
Super
She's
great.
Definitely the patriarch of our family. Lives in the same neighborhood that we all live in. In fact, she's across the street from me.
Yes.
Corey and Willie are next door. My brother is across the street. I also have 2 other siblings on this street. So yeah.
I just pop in whenever I want to because she's my adopted mom.
Yeah, she's in charge.
Yep,
So-
she is.
So we've asked
I
Mom.
don't know about being in charge, but
Yeah.
You had your years of being
You
in
did.
charge.
Yeah.
You have spread that out now.
Well, here's what we want to do. We promised you every week to give you a takeaway. Today's takeaway is a grandma cookie made by the best grandma ever. However, my license plate does say best grandma ever. I
Yes, it does.
relinquish that.
And
to
I'm
her.
not a grandma, so I'm out of the running.
Mom is going to make grandma cookies for us. Now, this became famous because of my grandmother.
Right.
So, what is the history behind this, Mom?
well, because every time we came to visit, she always had these cookies made for
Oh,
you.
okay.
So all of my kids just call them grandma
They're
cookies.
just
I
grandma
love it.
cookies.
I love it.
And we love it. So, while we talk, Mom is going to start baking these cookies so we don't go like 4 hours on this show.
Well, she's gonna start making them. You got to make them for you.
Yeah,
to
well,
make
she's
them.
gonna.
Yep.
Well, I am not the cook. I'm just gonna get that right out there. Jenny and Mom are the cooks in the family, but
We're going to ask questions of our sweet, well, we call her Mama Jo. We're going to ask questions of her and ask for her answers. And as she gives her answers, I'm going to share what my mom would say to some degree because she and my mom were friends. And we lost my mom in September, just last fall. So this is fun for me because it's a way to have my mom here with us today.
so first of all, we have this little fancy blender here that my mom is cooking with, and so the recipe first called for some. That was just butter, right?
Yes?
Right. First of all,
Straight up butter.
you cream your shortening, and that, of course, is beating the shortening with this beater until it becomes nice and creamy, and then you add the sugars to it.
And how much?
This
Right
is
here.
well. First, we start with a cup full of shortening, which is 1/2 butter and 1/2 shortening.
Okay.
I like the butter for flavor and the shortening for stability.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Good to
Okay.
know.
So we cream those together
okay.
well.
So that.
And you've got sugar in there too. So there's 1 1/4
Yes.
cup
Now
of
that's-
dark brown
yeah,
sugar.
That was brown
Right.
sugar. This is white sugar.
And that is a 1/4 cup, a 1/2 cup
Half
of
cup.
granulated sugar.
Right.
I'm not the one that should be reading this.
Well, I'll explain
doing
it.
good.
It's this
This is my own version because I happen to like dark brown sugar.
Okay.
But you may use light brown sugar or and half if
Okay.
you want to.
Okay.
Half brown sugar and
For those
half
of
white.
us
But I
cooking
just choose to
challenged,
make them this
yeah,
way.
I never have known the difference. And is it a little bit richer, the dark?
It has
A little
more
more
molasses in it.
Oh,
Right.
look at
It's
you,
a little
both of you.
little sharper flavor than the
Okay,
other.
okay.
And then we add 2 eggs
All right.
to that and beat well.
I love that we're like a regular cooking show. We've got our little things out here.
Feel
Yeah.
so professional.
Well, we had to have it together because, when we get together, all we want to do is talk.
Yeah.
So we had to already have that part out of the way and done.
Okay, so now she has creamed
Now-
all that.
Right, and this is a little tip for you. Add your vanilla while you still have just wet ingredients in here.
Okay.
Otherwise, the dough is so heavy that you'll wind up with vanilla on one end of your cookies and not on the
Okay.
other.
And that's 1 teaspoon of vanilla.
Good thinking.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And now we're going to beat. We're going to sift our
You need this?
dry ingredients. I
Okay.
do.
Okay, now explain the sifting process because again, as not a cook, I'm like, I see that in the recipe and I'm like, well, do I really have to?
Yeah, you really do.
Oh, there you
So I'm
go.
going to switch places
Because you're
with you.
adding this. Thanks, Jenny.
Mhm.
You're adding this 3 cups of flour here
Okay.
to the wet ingredients, and also a 1/2 teaspoonful of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoonful of soda, and a teaspoonful of salt. And if you don't do it and sift it together like this, again like the vanilla, you'll wind up with salt
Big
and
salty cookie.
yeah, on one end and nothing on the other.
Okay. Now we know. Okay.
And it's a very quick thing to do. It
Okay.
only takes a few minutes to, no, a second or two, to do this. And if you
Look
don't
at
have a
you.
sifter like this, you can just use just something with a web bottom and just shake it like that, and it will sift through.
I'm gonna just move this out of your way if you want me to, while you put that in here.
Oh, I'm not going to put it in there all at once.
True.
If you put it in there all at once, you're going to wind up with flour all over your kitchen.
Okay, there you
We
go.
would have a big poo.
Good. Move that over.
Yeah.
Did you already put that one in? That was salt? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So now,
Okay, start off and beat it slowly
okay.
while you add these dry ingredients.
Oh, I love that. Now, see, I haven't ever done it off the wax paper. That's smart. Because then you don't have to
She
poo.
is
It's because I'm much older
She's
than
amazing.
you.
No,
Yes.
no, it's because you're smarter.
And more experienced, I
Thank
guess.
you.
Yeah.
Experience does the trick.
Now, I tell them while we're doing this part, this is a refrigerator cookie or a freezer
Yes,
cookie.
right.
And earlier when I asked Mom to make it, she said, "Oh, I love those kind of cookies because."
Okay, because they're so easy to make, and you don't have to drop them by teaspoons, you don't have to cut them into bars, you don't have to do anything except roll them up in some wax paper, and,
And then once you've done that,
right. Then you add, once you
yes.
roll them up into wax paper, then you can either put them in the freezer or the refrigerator to chill.
And you've
all you
always
do
got-
then is just slice and bake.
And you've always
Whenever
got
you're
some in the
ready for it.
refrigerator.
You've always got some.
the company drops by.
And
These
you
are
can
like
make
freezers.
as
These are
many or
original
as few
slice
as
and
you want. Right.
This is like a real homemade slice and
That's
bake.
exactly what it is.
So
They're the
that's great.
simplest to make for a family.
So what other go-to things besides these cookies can you throw in the fridge or have on hand if company happens to just drop in?
Very little. I'm sorry, because at this stage of my life, I eat out a lot.
Yes.
So that's my first go-to.
But I do want to say this: when I say that I have nothing to eat at the house, I'm literally mean. There's nothing there. Mom will say that, and we'll come over and she'll say, "Oh, I don't have anything to eat," and 30 minutes later we're eating crepes. You know, it's like, it's
Well, and that's a
crazy.
good thing, because that's very quick to make.
Yeah, see there?
And you can fill them with strawberries
See?
and whipped cream, and you've got something great.
Right.
See, you do have something
Well,
quick.
it's because I just do fast things.
Well, that's now,
For
but-
instance, I really do like to have strawberry shortcakes
Mhm.
because you can mix up shortcake cakes with Bisquick and a
Mhm,
little sugar
yep.
in just a few minutes, and butter.
And
Yeah.
I'm
In
telling
a few
you,
minutes, you've
those
got
are
a
yummy.
shortcake, and I always have whipping cream in my
See, you
refrigerator.
always have whipping
and
cream in your
strawberries
See
or
there?
blueberries, and sometimes I mix them together.
We just have to pull that information out of you. That's
Yeah.
what we have to do.
And
Okay.
I just added 1 cup full of nuts to this
Okay.
mixture.
All right,
See,
are we
that's what
ready
we
to
both love.
move this
No, it's
off?
already mixed. All I need to do is
Let's
this.
take it off. Can we take it off and I'll move the big old
Yeah.
thing?
Okay, I'm going to divide this batter into half,
Okay.
or close to half,
Alrighty.
by using this big spatula.
That looks awesome. You know, Mom, while you're doing that, you had 3 boys and 3 girls. Is there, was one easier than the other?
Well,
Well,
the boys were easier socially
okay.
because
That makes
they're
sense.
not dramatic. You know,
Right.
boys are just boys. You feed them
Yeah.
and you take care of their needs, and then you
Send them outside.
send them outside.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And girls are much
A little more dramatic?
Yes, right, but more fun for Mom. You know,
Yeah.
for instance, when my girls were in school, we got to enjoy plays and musicals and all those fun things. And after
shopping
they were
in
gone,
Dallas?
huh?
Shopping in Dallas.
Shopping in
Yeah.
Dallas. But after that, it was ball games.
Yeah,
That was
them,
it.
them
Ball
were
games.
boys at home.
And
yeah.
and with boys at home, you know, girls you would know way ahead of time all the
Right,
events that were
that's
taking place,
true.
and you could shop for it and
Yes.
get ready for it. With boys, it's like the night before. Oh, Mom, tomorrow we're having our school play, and I need a top hat and a tuxedo because I'm going to be Abe Lincoln.
Yeah,
So-
that
Yeah,
is-
that's more like Olivia.
Yeah.
Olivia's been that way. She'll say, like just recently, she called me and said, "Mom, I forgot to tell you, but you have to be at the university at 11 because we're going to do cap and gown for her graduation from college." I was
Yeah.
like,
Well, that for right now,
What?
that's because Olivia's got a million things going on. She's about to graduate from college. But I think Mom is right. Typically true, and I find that with the grandkids, I have 7 of each, And my girls are so quick to call me and tell me what's going on.
That's right.
And then the boys, I'll hear about it either right before the fact or after the fact.
Right.
That
is true.
has actually happened. So now she's just rolled these up, seeing these nice little slice and bake rolls, just like you buy at the store. It's just crazy.
Right.
And,
I put mine in wax paper
Yeah.
if they're going in the refrigerator. If they're going in the freezer and you plan to keep them for a while, you might put them in plastic wrap or in aluminum foil.
Yeah.
Or
to
even
seal them.
just to get them chilled real good, because right now they're not quite so firm.
No.
I'd probably put them in the refrigerator like you're doing, and then if I want to freeze it,
Actually, I
Rewrap
put
it.
mine in the freezer because I like for them to be stiff.
right?
When they slice
Yes.
much better, and you can slice through the nuts that
Mm.
way without moving the dough around.
There you
Yeah.
go.
So
Well,
this works really
speaking
well.
of, I'm going to get the ones that we have in the freezer so you can do that.
Yeah.
And Jenny's going to ask you another question.
So, okay, this is not today because you're not cooking like you used to,
Right.
okay? Because we got it out of you what your to-go things,
Right.
go-to things were. So, do you remember what your fast meals were when you were in a hurry and your
Oh,
kids
yeah.
came? Okay, so tell us some of your fast
Well,
meals.
well, this was not all that fast, but anytime I was cooking, for my family, I usually went to a seasoned pork loin
Okay.
because it's so easy, so
Okay.
very easy to do. And that followed with rice and gravy,
Okay.
sweet potatoes either baked or
Yum.
candied,
Okay.
green vegetable of some kind, and fruit salad, and then of course
Boy,
dessert
there you
to
go.
follow that.
You go.
Yeah, that's
Vera.
she will still do that meal for us quite often, and
Yum.
we love it. So now this is through the magic of not TV, through the magic of YouTube. We actually had some slice and bake that she had already made previously in my freezer, and you can see that she's just cutting them just like you would
the slice and
chips,
bake.
slice and bake. Exactly right. And because I am not a good cook, but I am a great helper, I'm putting them on the pan right here. And, you can really see how easy this was. It wasn't just something terribly hard. And we were talking the other day we were together with some of my cousins from all over the country. And we were talking about the fact that when we were little, we don't remember the word snack. Like
Right,
we
no.
didn't have a snack drawer. Like our kids have a snack drawer at
No,
my house.
we
they have
never
one at
did.
Their house. And when we had a snack, if we had a snack, it was because Mom had made cookies before we came home from school. or
That's
something.
when ours was too.
Something like that. We didn't just go at random times to get a bag of chips. You just didn't do that. Our kids are very accustomed to that today.
No.
But how fun it is to come home. I know if you work and you're not home or your kids come home from school, and I wasn't for much of my time either. I was a school teacher. But how fun it is for them to come in from outdoors playing and to smell the cookies in the oven.
Yeah.
So something as simple as this is something that you can keep just rolled up and put in your freezer. So
Perfect.
whenever company comes over, or when your kids come home from school, or from
No,
an
they're
activity
always
at
in.
church, or whatever. So then you pop them in the oven at 375, and we're gonna actually just put them in this oven, and through the magic of YouTube, pull out from this oven some beautifully done grandma cookies. Don't they look yummy?
Yes, they look fabulous.
They are amazing.
Great.
And they're so great to put into a Ziploc bag and send off on a youth trip with your kids, or to school, or send a couple. Sometimes with my grandkids, I will send a couple to school for their teachers, or muffins or something like that, just to give the teacher a little treat in the day.
So now you and my mom both walked through life, and you still are walking through life with an amazing amount of grace.
You're right. Oh,
Yes.
my. Oh, my.
Yes, yes, you are. We are right.
I thought you said
So,
great.
well, you do have grace, but grace, just grace.
Yes.
I want you to speak to our listening audience about your take on girls today and how important it is to put that into them. What would be your way, your heart towards your grandkids, towards your great grandkids, as you did your daughters?
Well, of course, your children model what you do,
Absolutely.
and that's primarily the way you teach them. But one of the primary things that I think you have to teach your children, and I am passionate about, is to be kind. Be kind to each other, to everyone else, because with kindness, that follows responsibility and the things that go about making life so easy for everyone else. My mother instilled in me that you should always put other people first. That was the time when if you had 2 pieces of pie, you always gave the other person that largest piece. And it was just such a valuable thing for me to learn in my life, and I hope that I've modeled for all my children.
Well, you definitely have, and I can remember when I was growing up, if we had company come, my mom and dad gave them their bed, and they would sleep on the couch or one of the kids' rooms or whatever. You know, a lot of that doesn't happen today, but that's what was modeled for me, is putting the other person first.
Absolutely.
In their lives, and we certainly, we hope that we've all lived up to that as the adults that we've been, and passed that on to our kids. And another thing Mom used to always say to us is nothing is worth hurting the feelings of someone else. And that just really stuck with me all the way through, and I say that to my kids and to my grandchildren too. And that's an amazing principle to live by, that when you think that nothing that's going on, nothing that's going to happen, nothing that's going to be said is more important than the feelings of somebody else.
Absolutely. And knowing both of y'all for as long as I have, I will also say you did a very good job of instilling in her, as my parents did in us, the open door. The door is open to everyone. Every holiday, we brought people in every time. It didn't, I mean, after church, inviting people home, there was, I mean, never a thought about, okay, well, I've already made dinner. Okay, add another cup of water to the soup. So,
That's right.
And
Well,
Chrys
you know,
and
you
Johnny
learn
did
very
the same.
quickly to start out with more.
Right, right.
Because there may be someone show up
Right.
that would need that.
Well, we
that
both
was
had
modeled
such
from
big
me, Jenny.
families. Yeah,
Yes.
we had a big
Yes.
family, and Jenny's family had a big family, and so that just makes it. You know, what is one more? Mom used to say, "Well, what's one more?" So
That's right.
we would have one more at whatever we did. Well, we sure do appreciate Mom being with us today and being in the kitchen and making us some great cookies.
Yes, and I just want to say that we are passionate about you and your legacy and what you've imparted, not just to your immediate family, but to those of us who are on the outer rim, who have been a part of your world through your fabulous children. I know my mother loved you dearly, and it's, yes, I know you loved her, and this is so much fun for me to get to have you here, because obviously it makes me think of my mom, and this is one thing Chrys and I share all the time, is the love for our mothers.
Right, and the love they had for us, which is like so awesome.
Yes.
So, thank you, Mom, and happy Mother's Day.
Yes,
Coming
happy
up
Mother's
soon.
Day.
And happy Mother's Day to all of you moms out there. We hope you have a great, peaceful, restful day with your family. And if you're the mom of your family, be so glad that God has chosen you for this opportunity.
Absolutely, and be deliberate, be intentional about the words you use. Speak words that draw your kids' hearts closer to God.
And remember to be consistent. Kids thrive on consistency, especially in those areas that are most important.
But consistency does not mean boring. So have fun with your kids, and we sure look forward to being with you again next time right here on our YouTube channel.
See you later.